Welcome to Fit Mommy Nation TV. Now, in this first series of interviews, I hope to share with you the amazing stories of fit mamas in Singapore who embrace the lifestyle of healthy and fit motherhoods. Now, these amazing women have been through the ups and downs of motherhood, and they have seen their fair share of challenges as they navigate mom life along with their health goals. There's so much to share, to learn, and to be inspired by each of their stories. Today, I have the privilege of inviting Mama Agnes on the show. Agnes is mom to not 3, not 4, but 5 children. She is a music teacher and she has been teaching for the past 23 years. You might have seen her on TV or on the Straits Times as her family's amazing story gets shared and celebrated. Aside from teaching music, she is also an avid runner and has most recently started trail running. Now, if you ask me, I don't know how Agnes manages to do everything. It takes dedication, it takes focus, it takes time. Let's not discount the fact that she's like most of us, a full-time working mom with 5 children to look after without a helper. All right, I will not reveal too much about her now. Let's get right into the chat with Agnes because I want to ask her for some tips on how to manage my 3 kids at home. Hello, welcome Agnes.
Hello, hi, Kareem.
Are you in a safe place in school for this recording?
Yes, very safe, soundproof.
I know you're known as a mom of 5, like everybody, that's like your key highlight, your key message. But just briefly let everyone know what you do and a little bit about your kids and
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Agnes. Okay, I'm going to 47 this year. So I'm actually a full-time educator. So I specialize in teaching of music. Okay, I have so I have many kids at my workplace already. So at home I have 5 children. Okay, okay, 3 are grown up already. They are working adults, and then I have 2. One is in fact 3, and then the other one is in JC1.
Wow.
So my eldest is 25, so I have 25, 23, 21. So it's a 2-year gap between the first 3, and then there's a 4-year gap between the 3rd and the 4th. Yeah, then another 2-year gap for the last 2.
Wow.
So it's like you take a break for that 4 years, for them to grow up. Then when you get the 4th one, you have 3 big ones to help to take care of the 4th one.
Was it really a break?
I think so, in a way. You enjoy the first 3, like you enjoy the first 3. Not as in a break kind of thing, but the first 3 they are old enough to be independent, toilet things and all that, and then they can take care of themselves, can feed themselves already. Yeah.
So was it planned to have 5 kids?
Actually,
I know some moms, some women love kids and then they they know they want a lot of kids. So
mine was 4 actually. Yes, because when I went out for my teaching practicum, we have to go to schools to try out teaching and things like that. So I had my CT then, back then she actually had 4 children. And it was during New Year. So the way she described it, like, during New Year, you want to rent my children, and then she keeps stressing how happy she is, like
the joy of having
so
many kids.
And her 4 kids were all very young. Then it's like, she's like enjoying motherhood so much, so maybe 4 is a very good number. She said, 4 is a very good number. So eventually I planned 4. But the 5th one came, so I was thinking, should I have my the 5th one or not? At one point, like I was because my mom.
You were thinking about that, okay?
Yeah, I was thinking about it also when I had 5th one. Yeah, then but then back then my colleague say, hey, hello, children, they are gifts from the God, so you cannot say no. So he's been given to you, so take. So I'm glad I kept him lah. Because it turned out to be the prince.
To living happily or well with 5 kids and there's an old folk at home as well.
Actually you should have set that behavioral kind of expectations, like kids, so let them know what they can do, what they cannot do. Then I think my mom really helps a lot. She's also very strict with that. So if the cane works a lot back then.
Oh, so the first three went through
Yeah,
the caning philosophy.
actually all of them lah. Actually
Oh,
all of them
even
lah. All of
even
them,
little
yeah.
boy.
Even a little boy also. Because the little boy, usually the cane comes when they hurt each other or
Right,
when
right,
they
right,
do
right.
dangerous stuff.
They cross
So
boundaries.
cross boundaries. So like the boy got caned when he was like I think 1.5 or 2 years old. That's very young, right? Some people think, oh,
Oh,
you cane.
what was
But
he
that
up
was
to?
because he was climbing up the gate.
Mm,
So sneakily he climbed up. He was actually
at the top
like
already.
at the top already, you know. When my mom came out from the kitchen, he was there already. So my mom said, oh no. So she went to quickly go grab the cane. But the way she described it was quite funny. She said, I wanted to cane him, but I'm very worried that if I cane him, he might
Then he
let go
let
and
go,
drop,
right?
you see. So she said, I was all prepared to first cane and then grab
Catch.
him. The way so in the end she came and then that was that one time he climbed and then after that he never ever do it again. He didn't fall, he still grabbed on the gate lah, but he never climbed the gate anymore. I'm actually grateful lah. My whole kampong is there to watch out for my kids, so I actually don't have to be very tigerish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
even
family support is like really key.
yeah,
Really
my
key.
parent-in-law also actually I was staying with my parent-in-law, so we stayed on the 10th level 10. Then my parents stayed at the level 9.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's easy. Hey, you
so
all
it's
go level
easy,
10.
right? Yes, level
Hey,
10.
tomorrow you guys go level 9.
Yeah, so it's like you want to run away from home, you can only run to level 10 with your grandparents. You don't go back. So
Oh, that's
that's
very
how
good.
close we are. So
Yeah,
like
that's
my
very good.
mom-in-law, she works, so she can't take care of the kids full time. But because she finished work at 11, so she'll walk past my mom's place, and in the morning 11 she'll fetch my back then was my first and second one, to go up to play near lunchtime,
Right,
so that my mom can
right,
prepare the lunch. Yeah,
right.
then after that, once my mom's lunch is ready, she'll just give my mom-in-law a call, and
Really
then
teamwork, huh?
yeah, then she'll send them back and things like that. Yeah. Then
Really
nighttime,
teamwork.
if sometimes nighttime, then they'll back home to sleep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm.
I mean, you don't have a helper, right?
No,
I was gonna say, even if you have a helper, the helper won't be able to deliver this kind of teamwork.
yeah.
Have you been active before you became a mom?
Uh, not the really very sporty type of active lah. Yeah, more like I'm active at work. So like busy chasing kids or preparing concerts, like preparing dance item. So when the kids dance, we do the dance with them. And then once a year we do the Singapore workout kind of
Right.
active.
Right.
So yeah, not the weekly I must go and run or I must go gym. I didn't know that there's such thing as gym back then. Yeah, so not that type of active lah. Yeah.
Because also schools have not brought gyms into
Yeah,
the school
correct.
environment, but these days
Yeah.
every school kind of like has a little gym by
Correct.
by
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah. Do you remember during your pregnancies, like 5 pregnancies how were your 5 pregnancies? Like were they the same or
Um,
different?
I think about the same. I don't really have very bad morning sickness,
For all 5?
For all 5 I don't have.
Right.
It's
So
just that
lucky.
yeah, it's just that certain food, so like when the thought of it turns me off. So like my first one, I actually didn't like fish a lot. So like I cannot take fish for my first
A lot
one.
of people, yeah, that happens to a
Yeah.
lot of people actually, fish.
Yeah, but strangely now she loves to eat fish. My eldest girl, yeah. So I don't know how it works. So that's one. Then I guess the rest are still quite okay. Like no, it's just in a while, you go past coffee shop, but it is not the type where you need to wash toilet kind of morning sickness.
Right.
So I'm grateful in a way that it was they were generally quite smooth. Maybe some muscle aches with the last few pregnancy, because after having given birth a few times, so the abdominal muscles are not so strong. Yeah. So every morning usually I wake up with like some pain near the groin area or lower half of the tummy.
Right. Yeah, because I was going to ask, do you remember if you had any difficult or challenging moments during, any of the 5 pregnancies? So it seems like this abdominal aches
Aches.
and
Yes.
groin aches
Groin aches, yes.
was
For the
what
last
you had to manage with.
Correct. For the last few.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The
what
first
do you
wasn't
then what do you do? But you could still walk.
I can still walk. So it's just in the morning when you just get out of bed at that point in time because you rested the whole night. So the first moment when you need to
First step.
get up, that first step is very tough because it's like the pain is there. But after you walk a bit and then I saw like muscle relax a little, then when I go to when I'm in school, it's like you forget about it and then there's actually I'm quite okay when I'm in school. So it's like you get everything moving, then there's no pain.
Yeah, because once you start moving and then the muscles are loosen up and then the joints loosen up and the gears start moving properly, then everything will warm up in a sense. Okay, that's not too bad. So did you have all 5 via vaginal birth?
Yes.
Oh my.
And
they were all fast and smooth?
Second one was fast and furious.
Fast and furious in the taxi, in the cab.
No, I was in hospital, but the midwife was very candid. She did to check and see how far I am, so the dilation and all that. So when she first checked, it was only 5 cm. So she said no, cannot, not yet. So just 5 cm dilated.
Not yet.
So not yet, still got 5 more cm. So that was okay. Then before that, the moment she said she turned around, then I had the urge to push already. Then she said, no, you cannot push. I said, it's not up to me. You just want to push it. It's here already, what? You cannot say no. Then she said, just 5 cm, wait, cannot. But the baby will come already. So the baby came out and then she's like, oh my God, you're very fast. Suddenly from 5 cm, you shot up to 10 cm. I was like, okay, I don't know. Because you only did that 5 cm dilation test. And then after that, the baby came already. So that was fast and furious.
Wow, that was because most of the time the rule of thumb is you got to wait till 9 to 10 cm before you can actually deliver, right?
So that 5 cm is like within minutes if the baby came already. But according to the nurse, she said because the baby was small. She was about 2.3 only. So baby was small. So that's why she came. But I think the most drama one was my third one. It was second day morning of Chinese New Year. Then because Chinese New Year go 拜年, so you need to walk a lot. So I guess the walking helps. And I was in the late stage already. So I have about 2 weeks left.
Yes.
So a lot of walking. Then midnight, there was a lot of discharge. So I wasn't sure. So I called my mom. My mom said, I think baby might be coming, you better go to the hospital and all that. So okay lah. So I think to be safe lah. So I went to the hospital at about 11, 12 midnight. So I walked in, the midwife saw me. So she asked, so I told her there's a lot of discharge. I think, I'm not sure whether baby's up. So she put me in the observation ward. At 12:50, I can feel the urge already. I was pushing already. So I rang the bell a few times. There was nobody because midnight, so it's Chinese New Year.
Yes. So, very quiet wards. Yes.
Very quiet wards. So I ring, didn't come. Because the bell is like you ring one time. If the light doesn't go off, you ring. I think it doesn't ring anymore.
Hey, wait. Was your husband there?
He cannot go in because it's an observation ward.
Oh,
so I was
the triage. Yeah, okay.
The observation ward.
Oh, right. The triage area. Okay.
So, and no nurses there. So how? Baby Kauri, got to remove your own panty lor. to remove your own panty. Then the baby just came out. So by the time the baby was halfway out,
the nurse came back.
She came back and then she saw the half of baby outside. And she said, oh my God. And she pulled out the baby. But the first thing she pulled out the baby, she was holding the head and then the leg like that. And then she looked around. What's the time? She was looking for the time. A clock, no clock. So I was very chill lah. Because third one.
Then you help her look at your watch.
Because I think the time is... Missy wears watch here. So she can't really see you. But she's holding the baby. So it was very candid lah. So I just I was chill there lah. So it's like, okay. But I think she managed to go out and sort of saw that it was.
Oh my God! It has to be the most dramatic Chinese New Year for her too.
Yes, it
Oh
was.
my.
Yeah, so that was a very dramatic one, but the rest was quite okay lah.
Oh my,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
funny. Do you
very
relate
funny.
this story to your girl?
Yes, I told her. I
Like,
told her, I said, you're so fast and you just came, the nurses were not there. I said,
so
luckily I took off the panty, if not you born with panties on your head.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Mm,
Then the interesting question would be, since her
mm,
birth was so dramatic,
mm.
is she the most dramatic among the five?
Actually, no, she's a very cool, she was a cooler
Oh,
one. Yeah.
right.
The dramatic one is my number four. The first one I didn't breastfeed. I didn't read up enough, so I didn't know how to breastfeed her, and she was
Mm.
very impatient. So I couldn't
Ah.
get her to latch on. So no, I give up, give you the bottles, then easier. So then, but the second one on, I was very determined. I said I must breastfeed this fella. So it was tough lah. Then I really needed that 2 months to learn how to do a proper breastfeeding. It
So,
was
so at that point in time, I believe, that during that period of time, breastfeeding wasn't uh, as like a thing that mothers really want to do, like at these days,
mm.
right? These
Yeah,
days,
yeah, yeah.
everybody
That's
like,
right. That's right.
breastfeeding is like the thing to do.
Yeah,
That time it wasn't. In fact,
still formula,
if you were
formula.
very insistent, sometimes you might have been frowned upon,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So
Yeah.
how would I just want to touch a little bit on that because that would be an interesting experience to share. Then how did
Mm.
you overcome it, and then who did you ask for advice as well?
Then I started to read up a lot. I really went to borrow books and then all that. Then at that time, I think 1998, internet was coming in.
Mm,
So then I made use of the internet to really do a lot of research and then
mm,
read up and then yeah. So that's how I actually uh learned all about breastfeeding. There's a
mm.
lot of pain the first 1 2 months because you don't have much first-hand experience and then people don't promote it. Even the hospital, they don't have breastfeeding class at that time also. It's
Mm.
like now once you're a new mom,
And the
you can
nurses may not have the knowledge, right?
yeah,
That
that
time,
time
yeah.
yes, they don't even bother to ask you. They just give the child formula milk.
Formula,
That
yes.
yeah back then. And then when they give you the baby they will give you that bottle and said you can feed your baby this formula milk instead of saying you want to try breastfeeding. Very unlike the later birth. They actually ask you want to go for breastfeeding class, and then they actually have nurses visiting you and teaching you how to breastfeed the baby and breastfeed.
Right. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it because even I mean at that point, so you were researching after the baby
As
was born.
yes,
Now how
it's
to be
after.
in time, right? Like
Yeah, it was not in class, so it's like on the job kind of training.
yeah.
So I actually had cracked nipple. It was very painful. Then later on, I also was engorged also. Then like, wow, how I engorged, then what
I
to
mean
do
like
to
who
find
who to
relief and
look
all that.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, so it's like again back to find books and all that. Yeah. Then they say put lettuce leaf can help. It doesn't help. Leh. I said, no, that's not true. I look so
Yeah,
stupid with the
yeah.
lettuce leaf.
Your husband must be like
Yeah. What are you doing
a
with the
bit,
lettuce leaf?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was your mom supportive also? Because she would have been the one also helping you, right?
Yeah.
Post birth.
She I don't think because she's also a formula mom.
Mm.
So for my mom, it's like she always wanted, do you have enough milk or not?
Mm.
If baby cry when you're trying to feed, she'll say like, is it not enough milk? Want to give her
Mm.
some formula, top
Mm.
up. She's still so skinny, and then some more it doesn't help. My number two is so tiny, right? So
Yes. No,
so yeah,
not
but I was very
not enough.
insistent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
So
good, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God, I really take my hats off you. It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really it's really championing it
yeah.
all
At that
by
time.
yourself, really.
Yes, and I see the difference because the eldest one, right, after the third month, she actually falls sick already. So every other 1.5 month, you have to bring her to the GP to see the doctor.
Mm.
Whereas for my second one, because I breastfed her, so she didn't really have to go and see a doctor.
Mm.
So it's like even when all the way up to about 2 years old, so
Mm.
so when I stopped breastfeeding, it gave her after 1.5 years.
Mm.
Because then back then I was
Number three.
yeah,
Yeah,
number three was
yeah.
coming. So whenever I breastfeed, I can feel my uterus sort of like contracting. So I was not comfortable about it. So I said, okay, I will stop breastfeeding.
Right,
then
right.
she went on to formula. So
Right.
that breastfeeding also like the immunity sort of tahan her for another 3 months. So
Right,
after
right, right.
that, then 2 years on, then she will like once in a while have runny nose and
Yeah,
things
which
like
is
that. Yeah,
common lah. Yeah,
yeah,
Mm.
it's common. But the thing is, earlier age she didn't get it when she was still young.
So
When
then
she
was
was on
it,
breastfeed. Yeah.
did you experience the same phenomenon for the same experience for number 3, number 4,
Yeah,
number 5, also the
third, four,
same? The
five,
period
yes,
of
the
time when
same.
you were breastfeeding, then they were pretty,
Yeah,
the
pretty.
immunity
Yes,
was pretty good.
correct. Right.
Right.
They didn't have to go to the GP very often.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about for postpartum recovery, really.
Mm.
And I guess these days it's even more stressful for women because the breastfeeding wave is like very stressful now. I feel
Yeah.
for
Because now,
mothers.
yeah, the society has
Like
got
when
it.
you don't, it becomes, or you can't, it becomes like naturally mom will kind of put a blame on herself
Yeah.
because like breastfeeding is the best, right?
True,
Then when you
true.
can't give your best, you second guess yourself.
Like why is
Oh.
it I'm not able to do something that is supposed to be
Supposed to be
natural?
natural. Yeah, should be
Yeah.
auto, right?
Mm.
So yeah, but the reality is the world is so different today. The stresses that moms get hit is so different
Correct.
from when we were in
Yes.
tribal days. So certain things may not be natural anymore.
True.
Yeah. I mean, looking back at your 5 births, would you have done, or would you have thought that you have done anything differently?
Mm.
Is there anything that you would have done differently?
I think the only thing I would have done differently is to get my husband to be more involved in the childcare arrangements and all that. Because we had our
Why?
in-laws, so
Like everybody, right?
and everybody, so he actually don't, unlike some dads, they bathe their baby, they change their diaper, they feed their kids and things like that. But because the whole kampung is there, so it's like he feels
He's the
like
pampered one.
yeah, so it's like he don't have to do all these things,
Yes.
So yeah, so
Mm.
definitely I think if we can do it again, then I probably want him to be more involved.
Right. I'm sure he would be. It's just that maybe he didn't have
Yeah.
the opportunity to, right? Because
Correct.
all the mothers and the
Correct. Especially
matrons,
grandparents, yeah.
are all there, and then he's
Correct.
like the one, mommy, I
Should
shower lah.
I?
Aya, you don't know lah.
Yeah.
你做不好的啦。
Yeah. So he can only carry baby lor. When baby want to sleep, he carry baby lor. That's it. And then it's like the rest like okay, feeding. No lah, you don't need lah. 不会喂啊, So the grandparents will feed because they like grandchildren because my kids are their first set of grandchildren.
Right.
Of course
Because
it's
the other two, their siblings are younger, right?
younger, yeah.
Yeah. So personally, for me, that was my same experience as well. For the twins, that was about 10 years ago, right? So 10 years ago, when I had twins, oh my god, all the matrons is like the elephant tribe lah, all the mothers.
Yeah.
And then my mom, even my amma. So because the twins were preemies, they were so small.
Yeah.
Even my mom didn't dare to handle them, like shower or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So only my amma could do it.
Oh.
Because in her younger days, she also babysat for the rich families and all that. So she was used to handling babies.
Yeah.
And so my mom was staying with me. Then my mom also came. Then weekends, my in-laws so many people. So I would say then at that time, my husband didn't also like in your case, didn't really have to be involved in the daily routine, right? By morning the baby must do that kind of stuff.
Correct. Yes.
So, but of course, if I say, hey, you go do this, he will do it.
Yes.
But because he does it, I don't know, at 50% of efficiency or effectiveness, then the mothers are all
Yeah. Yeah.
So the big difference is with this one, number 3, he's also grown as a dad.
Okay.
Right, after 10 years. And then we moved as well. We were not with we don't have much, the family support is not as near anymore. Yeah, so that's where he had to pitch in. And he also chose to be hands-on this time around.
That's good.
Yeah. Bathe, do meal, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then the next thing actually I wanted him to do is you wake up at night.
Yeah, you should.
The waking up at night, right?
Yes, you should. It's okay. Let them wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that's interesting, right? So it's not just us moms. Sometimes for the fathers also, how they evolve,
Yeah, that's
or
right.
how they
That's right.
change, right, along
Yes,
many years of fatherhood.
correct.
Mm.
Because it was because it's the fastest, the easiest. You need a pair of shoes. Back then, I just know, okay, just need a pair of running shoes and run around the neighborhood, and that's it. So it's like
Yes.
it's very short, kind of time. You don't have to spend a lot of time.
Efficient, yeah,
Very
time
efficient,
efficient, yes.
Yeah, so I started that running lah. Yeah, so that was also on off on. So because depending on whether the kids need me at home or whether there's work commitment and all that. Yeah, but I got myself started.
Mm.
Yeah. Then after that, it was mostly running. Yeah, it was mostly running. I didn't do other sport.
Mm.
It's only this few 3 years back then I started doing the weight training. Yeah.
Yeah. So you started running on your own without like a group of friends or
No.
kakis to get out together.
Mm.
You kind of like just put on your shoes, head downstairs,
Yeah,
30 minutes, come back.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then but one thing after the running, usually I like to go to the park. I usually like to run to the park. So
Yes.
after the running, I'll just sit in the park for a while, relax, rest.
Mm.
So like decompress. So then after
Exactly,
that, then I go
exactly.
back.
Soak in the park, the nature, the
Yeah,
sounds, right?
correct,
Yeah, yeah.
correct. And then like take a break from your
From
home
home.
and kids like that. Yeah. Then after that, you go back being a better mom lah, because you sweat it out. Then it's like, okay, time away. Okay, time for me to go back to the
Right.
family. Yeah.
So for that period when you were running, did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? In terms of I don't know, physical goals or
At one point, I guess I did lah. You start to lose weight in a while. Yeah. So I did start to look better. Yeah. It was only later on,
how often were you running then?
maybe once or twice.
A week?
Maybe once or twice, yeah, a week.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not too bad. Once or twice a week, and you can see and you could see the results.
The proportion, I
Mm.
didn't like the proportion. I didn't like
And just that excess weight lah, right? You didn't like.
the excess weight.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't like. Then I don't like that a lot of clothes when you wear, you don't feel good about yourself.
Right.
You know, like certain clothes you wear, it's like, hey, actually it looks very nice.
Reinforces to you that.
It's like, wait, it doesn't look so nice. So it's like it limits the choice that I have. So I also didn't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I know, right? Yeah. For me also important thing, actually the key thing is always once you can to me when I coach when I coach my mummy clients, I always tell them don't be so fixated on the scale. Actually just look at your clothes. Once you can fit back into your clothes, it's actually it says a lot already.
Yeah, that's right. That's
But
right.
if your clothes are still sitting there and you don't feel good wearing them, then yeah, you're probably still at status quo.
Yeah.
Right. And the key thing is once you can fit into your old clothes again nicely, you will feel that
yeah. Even the weight even the number on weight doesn't move. But when you wear that clothes back,
you
and
know
then
that
it's not
physique
really,
has changed,
the physics
and
has changed.
correct, physique has changed.
Overall, you
and
feel much
usually
better.
it'll be for the better.
Yeah.
Because although weight on the scale hasn't changed, but like maybe it's the fats at different parts that's been burnt off and all that. Yeah. So clothes is always my best.
Because okay, of course you look good lah, right? That's one. Then the other one, actually you feel good also in terms of your strength. And
you feel strong, is it?
You feel stronger. Yeah. And actually when I do this, I think my children also look up to me in a way. The kids, they are very proud. Okay, when I tell them that if
I'm gonna go for an ultra.
Yeah. even a half marathon, they say you xiao, mommy. So so certain things they feel that you're crazy, but you know that even though they say you're crazy, but they will say out
very
and
proud.
tell
Yeah,
to
actually
their
very
friends.
proud.
They're
Yeah.
very proud. So like I did the cycling around island. Then I told them, oh, I took how many hours, and then it was 6 kilometers. Oh, mommy, you still very free, a whole day you get to do what's so fun, so hot and things like that. But when they tell their friend who happen to also cycle, then they actually will proudly declare, oh, my mom has
My
done this. She
mom.
went to my mom went to this lamppost, and then she also so it's like so I think that's one thing, staying active lah. So you have strength, you look good, you feel good,
Mm.
then your children feel very proud of you, and then it makes it.
Now, if there's now a mom of 4 who wants to get started, getting active and start moving, right? What are the 3 important tips you have for her?
Okay. Maybe the first one would be, okay, you don't have to really set aside a very long period to just to get active. It can be a very short one. So like before bedtime, just a quick 10 squats, 10 sit up, and 10 crunches. You do 3 sets, and then that's it. You already got yourself started.
Yeah.
So
So start with bite-size, manageable
yes,
activities.
correct, manageable bite size, and then you don't have to think about like I have to go and run a 5 kilometer. Even if you run a 1 kilometer, I think that's very good already. You know, or if not, you start yourself with a 10-minute run
around the block.
Around the block. Just a 10 minute. You don't have to go fast. Just go slow. So bite size. Then I think the second one is for me, I feel it's the network is very important.
The support system.
The support system should be there. So if you have parents, that's the best option. But if you do not have neighbor and neighbors, make good friends with neighbor, buy quickly, treat them.
Right.
Say,
Keep an eye.
help me keep an eye for children while I go downstairs. So have that support system.
Yeah.
Then third one is then do the workout with your kids. Bring them around to the park. You run. They can, if they are able to do like scooter or ride a small bicycle. Bring them
so do
along
like a
with
scoot
you.
and run or scoot and jog thing.
Yeah, so that kids come along with you, or you can do a slow jog. That I think this
Okay, three are important tips to get started. Number 1 is bite size.
Bite size,
right?
yeah,
Don't need
correct.
to be too ambitious at the start, right?
Yeah.
Bite size small wins will help you earn the big wins, right?
Yes.
And then second one is your support system. Okay, set it up so that it works for you. Then number 3 is get the kids involved, right? That will help you to be a bit more time efficient.
Correct.
Mom is always interested in education. So you can let your imagination run wild here. But if you were the Minister of Education, you just taken over from Lawrence Wong. There is no limit. You have all the resources in the world. What change would you implement in Singapore?
In Singapore, okay.
Anything new or anything different? Or anything you think you want to reinforce?
Actually, if you ask me, I think learning to farm is very important.
Oh, learning to farm. Okay, okay. Yes.
You farm, you can grow your own food.
You will survive.
You will survive. At the end of the day, you can study a lot, but if one day these farmers decided not to sell their food to you anymore, and they decide to just keep the livestock and their plants and vegetation and everything for themselves, you literally, I don't think I can survive. I cannot plant a kangkong, or like a friend can plant kangkong or 小白菜.
We end up having to just survive on supplements.
Yeah, then you eat roots and all that, grass and that. So if it's one thing, if I'm the ministry, I would want them to learn how to grow their own food.
Or at least let expose children to meddling around with soil, play with seeds, and get hands-on with in the garden.
Correct.
Yeah.
Get them out of the classroom.
I believe some schools are actually emphasize on that, but not all schools.
Not all schools.
Yeah, correct.
Because at the end, I think Singapore is still very academically driven, even though they are trying to move away, but it's like, okay,
I
you
know.
just rename it. Actually, I find it's just renaming certain things to make it, look like it is not so academically driven.
That's
But I
very
feel,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
then the first thing that you need to invest in would be to train the teachers to learn how to farm.
Yes, I have to learn how to farm myself also. All my
Yeah.
pai died during the lockdown. I just tried 6 and then the 6 didn't grow. So I thought
Yeah.
I'd rather die lor, like that. If one day there's no food, I cannot grow my own food. I don't know how.
Yeah, not even the
Yeah.
basics of bai chai, right?
Correct. Not even the basics of bai chai.
Yeah, that's bak choy, bak choy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
right, yes.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your
Thank
candid
you.
sharing and being so
Yeah, thank you.
open about sharing your experiences and all the
Yeah.
funny experiences in your dramatic birth.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for having
and
me also.
then yeah, thank you so much, and I hope that some mummies can get to hear the story and get inspired to start moving and start joining some races.
Yes.
All right,
Sure.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye.